Funding for the Mind Matters, Building Skills and Breaking Barriers, the Clubhouse Atlanta Way podcast was provided by a grant through the Hirsch Legacy Fund. The Hirsch Legacy Fund supports nonprofit organizations serving communities in Atlanta, Georgia, the U.S., and Israel with projects focusing on mental health, underserved communities, and Jewish causes. Visit HirschLegacyFund.org and discover more about their mission to help others. Welcome to our podcast, Mind Matters, Building Skills and Breaking Barriers, the Clubhouse Atlanta Way. Hosted by and about Clubhouse Atlanta members, our show features inspiring discussions that inform, uplift, and empower as we work together to build a world where mental health challenges no longer stand in the way of fulfilling careers, relationships, and lives. Be sure you visit our website at www.clubhouseatlanta.org. While you're there, subscribe to us at your favorite network. Now, let's shine a light on strengths and potential rather than limitations.
Today we have two guests from different clubhouses, one in Utah and one in Michigan. I thought this would be a unique opportunity to learn about the similarities and differences between all the clubhouses because we all follow the same standards. First time, we'll start with Tracy.
All right. And just to tell you a little bit about my clubhouse is I am located in the middle of Michigan. In Michigan, we do this really cheesy thing where we like point at our hand and show you where we live. Whenever we go to clubhouse conferences, we are always met with another clubhouse from Michigan because Michigan has the most clubhouses in the country. And we're always really proud of that statistic. But at conferences, people seem to always be like, wow, how many clubhouses do you have? So it's always a funny statistic. We have a really strong coalition of clubhouses in Michigan. So we do a lot of very strength-based things in the state for advocacy and just events that are really centered around that. We do our own conference. The state of Michigan does our own clubhouse conference. So that is every other year. That's one of the things that most Michigan clubhouses look forward to. My clubhouse is really member-driven, like most clubhouses are, but I feel like our members are very empowered. Our members are writing the scripts for the tours. They are making the decisions about lunch. They are researching activities, and it's taken some time. And as a new clubhouse, you guys will learn too that really empowering your members is the best way that a clubhouse can function and should function as a standards-based clubhouse. So our clubhouse got accredited in 2016.
Okay.
And I have worked there since 2012. So I had a nice transition where, just like you guys, where I worked in a clubhouse that wasn't accredited, went through the accreditation process. I spent 2 weeks in Worcester, Massachusetts at Genesis and did my training there along with our director and another member. And I was very humbled by everything I learned after already working in the clubhouse for 4 years. When I walked into that training, I didn't think I was going to learn as much as I did. And again, very humbled at how much I learned. Loved the process, loved watching the clubhouse transition into an accredited clubhouse.
Thank you very much for your help in our process.
Yeah, so I'm from the Alliance House, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we're one of only 5 clubhouses in our state. We're not quite as big and mighty as Michigan there, but we have a coalition. We also do a yearly conference, which is our Utah clubhouses. We do monthly meetings with them and things. And our clubhouse specifically, though, we've been around since 1987, so we are one of the really long-standing founding clubhouses from early on back in the day, before there were standards, really. And we're just super lucky that, it's grown and grown. And now we have a, really strong, powerful, active membership. I've been going for almost 7 years now and really active, doing different things, and then became part of faculty and, now get to travel and do accreditations at other clubhouses.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's see. This question is, how could you describe the work order day at your clubhouse?
We have an early work order day. Our staff start at 7 a.m.
Okay.
So we are a very early clubhouse. I know I usually get that response from people. So we start our day at 7 a.m. and we start picking up members because we provide transportation.
Oh.
We don't live in a big city. There is public transportation, but all of our members don't live on the bus line, and the bus line is not accessible to the whole county. So we provide transportation. So the staff are driving and picking up members starting at 7 a.m. we're back. Everyone's back in the clubhouse, and we have our morning meet and greet at 8:30 a.m. The meet and greet is to talk about what the day is going to look like, talk about the menu, anything that we have going on that's out of the ordinary. We then are in the work order day until noon. Lunch hours from noon to 1. During that time, we usually try to do a wellness activity, a wellness walk if the weather is warm, but it's Michigan, so And then if not, we have some YouTube videos and various other things. We actually have a fairly big clubhouse too. Sometimes we just walk through the clubhouse. So after lunch, we have a 1:00 unit meeting, and then our work order day ends at 4 p.m.
Okay.
So members are typically taken home around the 4 p.m. hour, and the staff are done at 5, and that usually takes like that hour to take people home because we do serve rural areas.
Okay.
We have our normal membership policy meetings on Tuesday every week. We do wellness activities that are built into the work order day, such as a Biggest Loser contest on Wednesdays. So we weigh people in. The people with the highest percentage of weight loss are put up on a board and rewarded, like with just their face being up there and saying, "Hey, I'm working on my wellness." And we do lots of fun other things, but that's basically what a work order day looks like.
Thank you very much. Now, David.
Yeah, so our clubhouse, we get up a little bit later than Michigan, and not just because they're getting up so early, but our work order day is from 8:30 to 4:30. We really get going with the actual work order day about 9, though. Our staff, since we're billing Medicaid, they do have some requirements to do some notes, so they'll be doing their notes while we're all just sitting at the table, kind of talking, having a little bit of social time that first half hour of the day. And then we'll get into the work of the day, and similarly, we break for lunch at noon, have a wellness walk, and then in the afternoon, we'll continue doing the work of the day. And then at the end of the day, we'll usually have some sort of meeting, whether it's our weekly house meeting or each week we have a rotating meeting where we might discuss standards or we might do our activity planning. We might do follow-ups on decision-making, different things like that. So that kind of takes place in the afternoon. With our clubhouse, it's slightly different, though, going back to, Tracy's early bird stuff there, is most clubhouses tend to have a very active morning and, membership dwindles in the afternoon. For some reason, our clubhouse, we sleep in. People don't roll in till almost lunch, and then our afternoon is really busy and vibrant. So our day is very different from a lot of other clubhouses, but it's cool because, we stay active throughout the whole day.
Thank you. Okay. That kind of answers our second question. What makes your clubhouse unique? The reverse schedule is kind of unique. Here at Clubhouse Atlanta, we have a morning focus, and we too spend on the afternoon. People.
That's very common at clubhouses.
Okay, stand a lot sometimes. There, the focus. Let's see. What is your favorite memory in Clubhouse, Tracy?
I don't know if it's one specific, but I have one favorite thing at Clubhouse that I really like to help members with, and that is housing. Why do you help someone obtain their first independent housing? Whether you're handing them those keys, you're helping them sign a lease agreement. I physically help people move in. I just moved a member in March 7th. I told my husband I'm grabbing the truck. I gotta go pick up. It was my day off. I said I'm going to get this member's stuff, and we're getting her into her apartment today. He's like, okay. So I grabbed the GMC Sierra and I picked her up, and we moved her bed and we moved all her things from her parents' home into her first apartment. And throughout the years, I've been able to help probably a dozen members get their very first apartment that they lived on their own. And for me, employment is great, but it's been really rewarding because it's a permanent lifestyle change for people.
That's great. I'm very privileged.
For me, that's a tough one because I've just had a lot of really amazing opportunities and things that have happened with our clubhouse. And, I got to be the keynote speaker at our U.S. conference a couple of years ago when we hosted it in Salt Lake. And that, I'd say, was one of the big highlights, just, seeing the whole community embrace my story. And,
it was quite popular at that conference, I might add. It was one of the most powerful plenaries I've ever witnessed.
It was an awesome moment. And I'm going to change it just a little bit. So my favorite clubhouse moment, though, hasn't happened yet. And it's going to happen this August. So over the last 4 years, kind of what Tracy talking about housing, our clubhouse, we're very unique. We actually have some of our own properties that we are able to house members in. So we have a small apartment building that has just 10 studio apartments. And for years, we had where I called home, which was an old 1940s motel that had 9 one-bedroom apartments. Well, over the past 4 years, I've been the chair of the committee to knock that sucker down and build us a brand new 16-unit apartment. So August 16th, when we do the ribbon cutting for my building that I helped bring into existence, that's going to help people over the years, that's going to be my favorite moment. Not just a Clubhouse, but probably one of them in my life. Like, it's just such a cool honor to have been part of.
Wow.
Great job, Damon.
That's not as good as you helped with the grant for that, didn't you?
I did. Okay. So I'm responsible for about half of the $7 million funding just directly through community connections. And I just think it shows that, like, members that are really invested and put the time and the effort, they can do great things. And that's why it means so much to me. It's not just that it's going to be a really nice new apartment for me to live in, but I think about over the next 50 years, how many, a couple hundreds of people is that going to impact and, give them a place to live, and they'll go on to do their big things.
Thank you very much.
I think it's a real statement too in trusting members and understanding they can do anything we do as staff. Because Damon is just a great example of that. Like, we really need to empower our members, because without the Clubhouse empowering him, he wouldn't have been able to sit in that meeting and really secure that funding.
So Vincent,
yes,
we're going to empower you for a second. What's your favorite memory?
Okay, mine is this podcast, finding out last October that we had received a grant from our sponsors, Hirsch Legacy Fund, and working behind the scenes, learning how to writing skills, doing editing now, cut from the ground up. The whole process has been.
You seem like a natural at it too.
Thank you.
Happy to have us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad you came. And one last question we have: how is the food at your clubhouse?
Oh boy, this one gets controversial because I don't know a clubhouse I've been to yet where I haven't ate good. And I think that's a little secret that people don't understand about Clubhouse is, like, we eat good. Like, it's really good food. I mean, we've ate great here the last couple of days. And, our clubhouse, we've had like a controversial competition with a clubhouse down in Utah County, Provo, in Utah, where every year when we have the conference, each of us has to bring a dessert. And we always see, like, whose dessert gets ate first to see, like, who has the best dessert. And it's really fun. But, yeah, it's just like one of those things where we have such a diverse population, and because the members are involved in that process, we never know what the menu is going to look like until it gets there. And so we have a lot of just ethnic foods, healthy foods, a little bit of, bad stuff here and there, because we got to have those delicacies, but just being able to, like, try so many different things. And of course, Clubhouse, it's very cheap and inexpensive. So I've always told people, I'm like, if I see something on the menu and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like that at all. It's $1.50. I'm still going to try it. And if I don't like it, I can go across the street to the fast food joint, but I haven't had to do that yet. I've enjoyed every meal.
Okay. That's Tracy, you.
Well, I would say at Bayside, we're definitely self-proclaimed. So we are very, very food oriented. Our venue and activity planning is probably, like, we do it the third Thursday of every month. And it might be our best attended day of the month because people want to be involved in it. But I also like to tell everyone now some of the unique items that we've done. One we did this past month that was a huge hit was we did a ramen bar. Where we cooked ramen and almost like a pho broth.
Okay.
And then had all of the toppings you would get at, like, a ramen place, the fish cakes and the green onion and sriracha, and then we had 2 different types of protein. We had a pork and a chicken protein, and everyone got to, like, make their own ramen bowl.
Okay.
And it was a big hit. It really wasn't too out of our budget. We had to have a cheaper meal later in the week to balance the budget out, but it wasn't too bad. And it was such a hit that we're auspiced, so we have an advisory board, not a board of directors, but our advisory board requested that we have it on our next meeting date so that they could be a part of it. We also have a little bit of a joke in our clubhouse, which is when the food's really good, it gets a shimmy. So we have a food shimmy because the food's really good. It deserves a shimmy. So, like, I don't care if it's taco salad or pizza or whatever we're serving. If I walk into the snack bar where everyone's eating and I see a little shimmy, I know that the food is really good. So, because good food deserves a shimmy.
Yeah, we're going, but this
shimmy is much better than
yes, it is.
I wanted to share a little secret with Tracy. I know her members this week at her clubhouse are having Bacon Palooza because Tracy doesn't like bacon.
That's right.
So whenever she gets to go out on accreditations, they plan the menu around that of, we can have bacon. So she's been telling me that they're sending her pictures.
They
and things.
did.
So
They decided to have bacon every day this week, and they took a picture and posted on social media with all the members holding up a packet of bacon, and they put on the menu Bacon Palooza, and they were having BLTs, bacon wraps, some sort of a bacon cheeseburger, and then I think there was like a breakfast item with bacon. So they were having bacon every day I'm gone, and they actually, I think they get excited for me to leave so they can have bacon.
I could understand that bacon.
What do you like to eat here, Vincent? We make good so far.
Yeah. We've had a lot of good things. Like recently, good McAways last fall, there was some kind of Asian-inspired dish, peanut butter kind of sauce, and maybe sriracha or something.
Maybe like a pad thai.
I'm not familiar with that, but maybe. Okay, well, thank you for coming, Tracy.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome. And Damon, it's great to hear that all the clubhouses follow the same standards. Each is uniquely tailored to meet the needs within their communities.
Thank you for tuning into Mind Matters, Building Skills and Breaking Barriers, the Clubhouse Atlanta way. Remember to visit our website at www.clubhouseatlanta.org and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're there, subscribe to us at your favorite network. We look forward to you joining us again next time on Mind Matters, Building Skills and Breaking Barriers, the Clubhouse Atlanta way.